From Michel Desmarquet's book Thiaoouba Prophecy, it can be assumed that everything is a vibration. But what is the thing that is vibrating? I'm assuming it could be infinite space. The exact process is not yet known and is a difficult topic to understand. Vibration has a period when one state is repeated over and over again. The higher we go to the atoms from the lowest vibrations, the longer the wave of vibrations. Big vibrations are made up of smaller ones, or, so to speak, small vibrations are the building blocks of larger ones. These periods of vibrations are what we call time. All these periods occur in the eternal present. Vibrations have an effect on other vibrations, which creates movement in life. Just as in mechanical watch, one gear has an influence on the movement of another, which in turn moves another gear, and altogether they make up the essential part of the watch. To some extent, this is what we call the movement of life forward in time, where the arrow can only point forward, but not backward. In reality, as I believe and said above, everything happens here and now. For this reason, time cannot turn back. Infinity initially has no direction, it just is. Since everything that exists in the material world consists of fundamental blocks, which are vibrations that have a cyclic nature, then everything material reflects these fundamental principles. For example, waves on the water. Then we hear due to vibrations in the air. Light is also a vibration. Atoms vibrate. The planets rotate around its axis, which creates a day. And the planets also make a revolution around the sun, which is a year. And so on. Vibration has a golden mean, a balanced state that has the qualities of two extreme values. Duality naturally also applies to people who are part of the universe. There is a man and there is a woman, and the golden mean is a hermaphrodite, a human being living on a planet of the ninth category. There is also alpha and beta, as well as a balanced mean, where the person is not overly modest but also not defiant, briefly speaking. Duality is also present in what a person's attention is focused on in the present moment. Attention can either be focused on the data coming from the five senses, meaning that person is focused on reality, or a person's attention is focused on his inner world, memories, thoughts, fantasies. I consider balance to be the state when a person is focused on his inner world only when it requires a real incentive. For example, you need to calculate the amount of money in your mind, or an engineer needs to imagine the operation of the device he is working on. When a person stays in his inner world more than necessary, that is the deviation from the balanced life, which is a mistake, and suffering can come in the form of psychological problems or insanity. Of course, we voluntarily decide where our attention should be focused on reality or on our inner world. Therefore, madness may well pass if a person decides to live in reality. But for a quiet life in reality, the person needs to learn how to live with the difficulties and life situations that initially caused them to live in their inner world. Material and spiritual knowledge is needed here, and it takes time to acquire them. You can try to find numerous examples of duality in life yourself. I would like to add that the duality of life is also found in the way we choose to organize our societies. I talked about this in my manifesto video, in which I talk about my ideas on how we can better organize our societies, so that life becomes much and much easier. So this knowledge about duality is quite important, and I would suggest that you treat it very seriously. It can help greatly in our lives. That's all for now. Thank you for watching.